Welcome to week 2 of the Tim and Chuck Show. I am Tim McDonough, joined by my esteemed colleague, Chuck Martinez-Brandon. Week 1 in the books, Chuck. Football is underway. Anything jump out at you from last week?
We're rolling. You know, it was a good week. I think the biggest thing that I saw across the state really is the temperatures really got hot, and you found out who was in shape and who hydrated all week long, because there was a lot of kids cramping up and dehydrating, and it was a test of your manhood sometimes out there with that weather being as hot as it was.
Some crazy games around the area too. Defiance, Napoleon, Tenora, Liberty Center, 3 OTs.
Triple overtime.
How about your Pilots getting a big win over Northwood? That's a great win.
That was great. You know, they were 10-0 last year, and I think people were looking past us, and hopefully we opened up some eyes. But, you know, maybe people just think it was a fluke, and we'll be the underdogs again, and I'm all right with that.
Well, we got a couple of big games this week, Chuck. The schedule, a lot of matchups of teams that are playing other teams like kind of out on the fringe area of our coverage area. One of the ones that people always look to this week, Napoleon and Wauseon. This is a rivalry, the 108 rivalry that's been going on for a long time. They may not play again for a while just because of how the schedule is.
Exactly.
Tell me a little bit about what you see from that and who stands out from last week.
Yeah, you know, for Napoleon, this is like back-to-back rivalry weeks. This is the backdoor rivalry for them, and it's not quite Defiance Napoleon, but it's really close. You know, the Wauseon guys, a lot of those guys live next door to each other when you get out in the country, and they know each other. They've known each other for a long time. You got guys from Napoleon like the Slade kid who had, a handful. More than 3, not quite 5, which you guys can figure it out. Touchdowns last week.
Yes.
Okay, and then the Dunbar kid came through in the clutch big time at quarterback and really rallied the Wildcats big time against the Bulldogs.
Yeah. What did you see from Wauseon? They dismantled Fairview last week.
Exactly.
Surprised by that score.
The Sunken kid had 77 yards and a real good outing. And the big thing for them is they're a team that's now they've got some experience, so they're coming on. They put it on Fairview early, put up a lot of touchdowns early, and then were able to keep that pedal to the middle there. So that was really good for them, and that's going to build confidence in a team with some experience.
That should be a very interesting game. That would be fun to be at that game. Now, the other game we want to talk about is, I know Defiance is 0-1, but they're jumping from what Jerry calls the frying pan into the fire, going to Elida, one of the favorites in the WBL. They shut out Delphus St. John's last week, 20-0, held their All-State running back Tyler Jettinghoff to 49 yards. I mean, he rushed for like 1,600 yards last year. I mean, they threw the ball deep against them, got some big plays. I'll be going to that game. Sophomore quarterback Logan Alexander, who broke his wrist against Defiance last year, he's back. He went deep. I think he had 3 touchdown passes, and Clark Etzler had 4 catches for 101 yards. But Defiance isn't going to be running the football, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens this week. You know, you got Trey Gilliam, who had 316 yards receiving, 4 touchdowns, 16 receptions, broke all sorts of school records. And Will Batt broke a school record throwing for 384 yards. Can Defiance's offense put enough on Elida to score enough to beat them, and can they hold Elida back? That's the question.
That's
the defense.
The big key is, defense wins championships, and if you can stop them, that's fine. If you mess up on offense, you punt the ball. You mess up on defense, it's 6 points, and that is a lot harder to rally from.
Yeah.
So it starts with defense. Hopefully Defiance's defense puts that last quarter out of their mind from last week, and they can really get after it.
Should be fun. All right, last week, Chuck, we didn't have any awards to hand out. This week,
Whopperless.
We have the Whoppers of the week and the Powerade Power Play of the game. Let's start with the Whopper hits. That's right, plural. Hits of the week. On a punt return to a punt from Napoleon to Defiance, Trey Gilliam gets the ball. You've got Spencer Batt coming in and putting a hit on Derek Butler. There's the first one. Colton Riley coming in, getting a block on Anson Lankenau. That's the second one. And for good measure, Derek Butler gets up, tries to get back in the play. Drew Seipel says, not so fast, and knocks him out of the way. The second time he's part of the Whoppers hit of the week. 3 big hits from Defiance on Napoleon. That's the Whoppers hit of the week.
I should have brought my syrup, because there's lots of pancakes on that play.
How about the Powerade power play of the game, Chuck?
Okay, the power play of the game. Hey, when it's crunch time, are you going to pucker up or are you going to deliver? Okay, and Mr. Dunbar from Napoleon delivered. Quarterback spot, he takes it out wide. He's just being an athlete. He's just going to cut it up inside and run to daylight, and that's exactly what he did. Scores the winning touchdown. Big time Powerade play.
Yeah, congratulations to all the winners this week. And thanks again to Ethan for going out there and doing his thing with the video. We appreciate that. As always, we enjoy doing it. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We're going to be back for week 3, Chuck. What are we going to see then?
lots of football.
Lots of football. We will see you then.